I've been in touch with so many of you over the last few months, so it's a pleasure to finally see you all in person and meet you. Thank you for braving the weather to get here. As Dr. P said, rain, shine, or tsunami, the conference must go on. So we should have added snowstorm to that list, but thank you for being here. We're a small but mighty crowd, and hopefully our numbers will grow as the snow subsides a little bit. Before we begin the day, I have a really brief logistical announcement. When you checked in, you should have received a survey from Rosemary at the front desk. This is the first in a series of annual or even more frequent conferences to talk about and address higher education. As our critical partners and participants in the first event, your feedback is very important to us, and we look forward to incorporating it as we move forward. It is now my pleasure to introduce and tell you a little bit about Dr. Prakash Ambedkar, our CEO and founder at Bridging Nations Foundation. Dr. Ambedkar, or Dr. P, as he is affectionately referred to around the office, is a high-tech entrepreneur, philanthropist, and social activist. He founded Bridging Nations with the purpose of establishing a think tank dedicated to promoting shared global prosperity through international dialogue. We're all here today because we share his belief that higher education is a fundamental cornerstone of this global prosperity and a universal birthright. Before founding Bridging Nations, Dr. P co-founded Frontier Technologies, Timeless Learning Technologies, and ELOC Technologies. Frontier Technologies was named one of Information Week's top 25 internet companies and honored as one of Upside Magazine's hottest 100 companies. Dr. P's companies have won over 30 industry awards, including Land Magazine's Product of the Year 3 times in a row. In 1995, Dr. P was named Inc. Magazine's Regional Entrepreneur of the Year. More recently, Dr. P founded the College of Energy, Environment, and Sustainability to address the international need for clean energy and green design. He also founded Inkversity, an education company focused on higher education for lifetime prosperity. Please join me in welcoming Dr. P, Dr. Prakash Ambedkar, to the stage.
Well, you heard this many times. It is hard to fill in some shoes. It's very difficult for me to fill in shoes of Sasha, right? Articulate, very hardworking, dedicated. If it wasn't for her organizing this event, I think we would have been in bad shape, right? So I want to again thank you for coming here. I will take only brief minutes to explain to you a different background of the whole the organization. Many of you are new, and many of you are very old friends. I would like to take a few minutes to now I would like to share with you the background of Bridging Nations and the mission of Bridging Nations. Since its inception in 2002, we have focused on building economic bridges among peoples and nations. We believe that global prosperity and technological innovation are the pillars of global prosperity. The initial focus of Bridging Nations Foundation was on bridging the 3 major economies of India, China, and the United States. These countries form what we call the prosperity triangle. We believe the economic growth of these 3 countries will drive the economic growth of the rest of the world. After spending several years working on the prosperity triangle, I came to the conclusion that energy and environment are the key drivers going forward for global prosperity and international peace. To make a new start in the higher education, as Sasha said earlier, I started an online college called College of Energy, Environment and Sustainability, CES for short. At CES, we are building skills for the energy-dependent knowledge economy. Now the foundation is moving toward the idea of higher education as the means of lifetime prosperity. We are all here at this conference because we believe higher education holds the key to lowering unemployment and pave the way for students to become future leaders and innovators. Students need jobs, but they also need the opportunity to create jobs. A collaboration between academia, government, and industry is crucial in establishing a stronger foundation for the knowledge economy. As the Business Roundtable states, the partnership between academia, industry, and government is a game changer in higher education. We need to educate students not only for the first job, but for their second and third job throughout their lifetime. Let me give you a little personal perspective of my journey in higher education and why I'm so passionate about it. Each one of you remember November 22nd, 1963. This is the day President Kennedy was assassinated. This is the day I began my journey in higher education. As I had just finished my undergraduate in India in electrical engineering, and I was at a restaurant with my friends. We were discussing American universities and which are the best universities in electrical engineering. The United States was the only destination on my mind. There was no other country in the world I would consider. That was the moment I heard the tragic news on radio. My love for US higher education still goes on. Half a century later, however, I believe there are challenges for higher education on the horizon. So, it feels like now the higher education is facing tsunami of major disruptive forces, and that is the subject of this conference. Higher education is changing rapidly. Many strong disruptive forces are impacting education, especially the higher education. As John Hennessy, the president of Stanford University, said, there is a tsunami coming. I can't tell you exactly how it is going to break, but my goal is to try to surf it, not to just stand there. So the focus of this conference is to provide solutions to help ride the tsunami and travel the last mile in higher education. In my view, the last mile in higher education means student employability and lifetime prosperity. So the last mile in higher education, student employability and their lifetime prosperity is the focus here. Jobs, jobs, jobs. These are the first words that Dr. Francisco Sigaro, Chancellor of Texas University System, said at a conference recently that I attended. I think Richard in the audience was in that conference. The conference was organized by national academies to discuss the future of research universities in the United States. Job, job, jobs. This is the last mile in higher education. Student employability, lifetime prosperity. The negative impact of growing skills gap between what the corporations need and what we are producing is a major issue, and it is a drastic influence on the future of economy. It is our duty to decrease this gap. The skills gap is a big challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, as I described earlier, my journey in higher education has gone for a long time. I have traveled many miles. Higher education has traveled many miles. However, the last mile in higher education still needs to be closed. I am glad that you are all attending this conference and ready to make that journey together. When our friends or family would ask us, what did you accomplish in this conference, especially on this snowy day. On my part, I will say, I took the first step on traveling the last mile of higher education. I hope you will too, and that you will proudly say, I partnered with Bridging Nations to travel the last mile on higher education. The conference is organized in 4 panels, and you have the handouts of the details of the panels. The first will be the topic of the eye of the storm, good topic for the day, economic forces in higher education. Our next topic will be the challenging landscape, technological academic forces that affect the higher education. Then we're talking about winners and losers. And then lastly, we look for looking forward, where we discuss whether to repair this higher education industry or we rebuild it from scratch. So I want to thank you again for coming, and now it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker. Dr. Deborah Wynn-Smith, the President of the Council on Competitiveness, leads a unique coalition of CEOs, university presidents, and labor union leaders working to make the US competitive through actionable solutions. Dr. Smith has refined and redefined the global competitiveness and prosperity debate. She has appeared on international broadcasting networks, CNN, MSNBC, C-SPAN, and many more. She is internationally renowned in changing the debate about science, technology, and international economy. She has been credited with recharging the national debate in the United States and recently on manufacturing debate. She also has served as the nation's first Senate-appointed Assistant Secretary for Commerce, Technology and Policy under George H.W. Bush, and also Assistant Director of International Affairs and Competitiveness under President Reagan. Bridging Nations and Council have symbiotic relationship. We believe in the same mission. I also fortunate to say that Deborah is a personal friend. Thank you, Deborah, for coming and opening this conference. Thank you. Welcome.